Shout out to all my real crypto traders out here that up all night, up early in the morning, getting the gains. It never stops, baby. Let's go. 2025, quarter 3, about to come out as strong. Let's go. CPI data hot with the pump and the dump.
I ain't getting no rest cause I'm I ain't getting no rest. I ain't getting no rest. I ain't getting no rest cause I'm going. I ain't getting no rest cause I'm I ain't getting no rest. I ain't getting no rest. I ain't getting no rest cause I'm going.
Tell you, I already made $2,000 this morning, and I'm going to teach you exactly how I did it. I'm going to show you the position size. I'm going to show you the tickers. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. We're going to break it down. We're going to have some fun. I can't wait to see you soon. God bless you.
10 days straight.
I ain't getting no sleep.
I ain't getting no rest.
Bitcoin volatility bouncing around like a pancake over here. Flipping like a pancake. It's like a dolphin in the sea. Up and down, baby. Woo-wee. Gotta love that volatility.
I ain't getting no rest. I ain't getting no rest.
10 days straight. Flipping like a pancake.
Look at what we did with it.
Look what we did with it, baby.
You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta live with it.
Real life.
You ain't gotta like it. Look at what we did with it.
Shout out. Oh, no, God. My God. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'm going to get this camera up and running right about now. You would think, oh. We should be on now, baby. Show me the love, baby. Show me that love, baby. Show me that love. I know we got it. I know we got it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I have an amazing show for you planned. It's absolutely unbelievable. Let's get that music back up and running and talk about it. So what are we going to talk about today? Number one, we made some gains in the trading group this morning. I want to kind of break down how we did it. I want to show you what I saw, and I want to show you what I see happening later on today into the market. If there actually looks like the volatility is pretty good. We're going to go over the CPI data. We're going to talk about where that kind of puts us and seats us, and we're going to have a blast. That's what we're going to do. So if you're excited for that, we're also going over some news, some other interesting data too that you may not have heard about, and we're going to have a blast. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Let's jump on into the charts like we do every single day. And yeah, let's have some fun. God bless all the lifers out there. Thank you for being here and being a part of something bigger than yourselves and just being absolutely really awesome, supportive, and amazing. I'm super blessed to be here with all you all, and I'm very thankful. Bitcoin getting a bit of a pump as we speak. Look at the volatility here, back to 119,190. We still got liquidity all the way up to 120. Heck, all the way to 123. There's a bunch of longs right here that could be liquidated at 117.5, but so far, they've been safe. There's the CME gap we're going to discuss, which looks like it got tapped. We may not have to dig all the way through it. We're going to break that down as well. Everything that you have heard about around the markets, come right here and hear it with a calm, awesome radio-style voice. And everything will be kind of nice and sweet. So let's do this. Let's break it down. Or, however you want. So, Bitcoin. We get this bounce here off the top of this trend line. See how this is a bit of a trend line? I wanted to go up there, but I feel like it was a spike. Then when I kind of hit this, you can see that this is the line, this is the line. You can almost make it even a little sharper, but to me, and we come down and we kind of bounce off this like a bullish retest, right? And so last night I called along. We got a pump, came down. We got another big pump. I was in Ethereum. I also swung traded Bitcoin on the smaller time frame. I'm going to show you what I did in the 5-minute. I like to trade viciously on the smaller time frames. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in heavy volatility. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, preferably, and Thursday mornings. I use heavy volatility to swing trade big money, or what I believe was big money. Some people laugh at my trades. They're not as big as everybody else's, but they're big for me. $200,000 position, $300,000 positions. 11 grand at 26x leverage to me is pretty hefty. So, but again, I'm not here to brag. I'm here to just show you my strategies, and if you can learn from them, so be it. I'm just painting a picture of my life, showing you what I did this morning. If you want to, and I did it in the trading group. So if you're in the group, you would have learned and been a part of it. If you wanted to know more, go to cryptolifer.com, go to the subscribe button, and you can sign up to basically a monthly, a quarterly, or a yearly subscription service. I'm here every single day, 7 days a week, no days off, no Christmas, no Thanksgiving, none of that. No matter what, I'm going to give it to you. If it's bearish, I'm going to talk about it. If it's bullish, we're going to break it down. And we're here every single day on this channel and in the Discord. So welcome to all the beautiful people that are new to the channel. Thank you for jumping on in. We've seen a lot of new subscribers on our way to 100,000 subscribers, everybody. But God bless you all, and we so appreciate you all for being absolutely amazing. So we're looking for the 4-hour to bounce. It's oversold in the stochastic. MACD is showing lack of bearish momentum. And, we got it last night only to get rejected, but now the next 4-hour candle is a bullish engulfing. It's looking like it may want to continue. I'm looking for a bounce back somewhere up here to 121,000. We're going to break down Bitcoin from the beginning to the end. We don't just show you this crazy, we're going to show you everything. So we're going to remove the moving averages. We're going to go to the weekly, and we're going to do a top-down analysis for Bitcoin right now. That's what we do here every day on this channel. Then we're going to whittle our way into kind of what I did this morning, how we made the money when we get into the smaller time frames, because it'll be there. And then by 11:15, we jump into altcoins. We do super chats. We have a blast, and the show ends around 12 o'clock. It's an awesome time. So get ready, get situated for the best show in cryptocurrency, the Crypto Lifer Show. You've never seen a show like this. Stay motivated. Get ready. A lot of people said the show changed their life. It changed mine. And I believe anything is possible. So we can do it if we push ourselves. All right, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at it. I like the 2-week chart. I've been going by it. And the 2-week chart's kind of my go-to on the low. Right now, the 2-week chart's looking pretty sweet to me. It closes in 5 days and 10 hours. If in 5 days from now we close like this, I will be a very happy man. That's a bullish engulfing candle on the 2-week chart. It's a very, very nice sign that we can get a breakout from the rising wedge. I started doing this wick to this wick about, 2 years ago, and I started getting even more accurate than I had before, even though it was pretty dang accurate. But wick to wick measured move looks like we can get to $178,000 Bitcoin. Your conservative ideas, you can just pull this and say, yeah, that's your first pump. 157,000, but this is, that's a blow off top for BTC. The parabolic, we call it, it's going parabolico, right? And you can draw the parabola, right? And you can see the trajectory of Bitcoin right now. It's in a parabola. And once it breaks the parabola, that will be when the rally is kind of, so what you're going to see is monster move. Might make a nice little flag. Could make another monster move. But once it kind of starts to do this, and you're over here somewhere, and you draw the parabola, and you're on the other side of the parabola, making that lower high, it's going to be time to bail out of that market. Okay? I don't sell Bitcoin because I just keep buying it the most of I can at the lowest prices, and then I hold it. Whenever I see the fear and greed index super high, or I call it, or super low at 10, but for fear at the low, which is high. When the fear is high, which the indicator makes it a low number, that's when I'm getting in. So if you were on my channel too, and I do it a lot of it live, but we saw this dump last February, was it? March 6th? February 21st? Yeah, February, right there. And we went to 10, right? On that fear and greed index there. Wow, less than a year ago. Wow. Just less than a year ago, we had chances to get into BTC, $84,000, $76,000, $75,000 Bitcoin. It's not $50K on that. I mean, it's insane when you think about it, right? When this happened, I went in hard in front of everybody, and I talked about it. I made videos about it. I made tweets about it. I made these huge tweets about how that was likely the bottom. So many people said it was over, or it was going to be a bigger correction. I said I see hidden bullish. Anyway, whatever. And it could have went lower. I bought knowing say, but at the same time, fear and greed doesn't really get much lower than that. So to me, it was like 99% locked in that was going to be a bounce when I started buying 84,000 and even down. But anyway, unbelievable, right? February. We're sitting here in August, 2025. And you can see it's only just gotten better for Bitcoin as the fear has gone less and less. Eventually, we're getting into heavy greed. And whenever this thing gets into this shaded region, 89, 90, 95, not selling is usually a bad decision. So anyway, alternative.me, I'll give you a link to that. I post it all the time, though, and I'll remind you of it. Amazing indicator. So I use this on the 2-week chart, and I grab Bitcoin at great prices. So looking at the bigger time frame, it does look like we could get this nicer, bigger move here for BTC. And I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. So far, so good on the bigger time frames. Again, we need to get the close, but the 2-week chart here looks scrumptious to me. And it's looking like we can get that pump to the upside, right? So let's kind of deep dive now. We'll go into the weekly. The weekly looks more like it's struggling, but that's okay. A lot of weekly candles can start with a wick and end with a monster pump. This could end up being a huge wick. Whatever happens here on the weekly, to me, I wouldn't love, kind of two tweezer tie. That's a little weird, I'll be honest. But, we've done it before and still maintained above it eventually over some chop. So it's not the worst, but it does, it says, hey, I would love it if this candle closes green. Just a little bit of a wick to the upside, something like this, So But it could close red and fill the gap down here too, right? It wouldn't be the most bearish sign in the world. It would just be kind of consolidation. So for me, back again to the weekly, 114,000 support, $117,000 support. Remember all those people with the longs at 117.5 on BOOKMAP, right? 117.5 right there on BOOKMAP. So they're like right around here. So they put their longs basically right, a little bit below this wick. So there's all this liquidity right here. And you can see it here too as well on the VRVP, this indicator on my right side. And it's showing a lot of price action right there, a lot of volume coming in. So definitely some key areas for Bitcoin. You lose 117, you're going to 114. And we do this nice and easy, slow every day. We go, I don't know about slow, but I guess it feels, want to make sure the pace is right. Like nothing I do is actually slow, but you know what I mean. Like if I was slow, what is slow then, right? But you're looking for, that could be making a flat. I don't know. I don't love this wick, to be honest, on the 5-day chart either. Just in my lifetime, that's not like the best sign if I'm trying to be bullish, right? And the 3-day chart closes in 1 day and 10 hours. So we got some time. Wouldn't be surprised if this starts making its own little rising wedge here. You see on the 3-day chart. And we get a breakout something like this. We never really go back below 117.5. That actually ends up being the bottom. There's a chance I'd like this candle really, in my opinion, has to close green in 1 day and 10 hours. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Big deal on that 3-day candle. The daily looking like we're getting a bit of a bounce, which is beautiful. So let's talk about this on the daily time frame. Remember, if you watch my channel every single day, like I do, you would see, what? Oh, what's so funny? You would see that we have these two left shoulders here, right? And then ahead, right? And to me, when we got the dump, I said, we're going to make a right ahead and two right shoulders. And, we could turn it into this beautiful ascending triangle. And then we can just get out of here and do some damage. And then you can even get the measured move. And we've been talking about this since Bitcoin was here. And then we found the hidden bullish divergence on the daily time frame, which gave me even more confidence to long the market. Right? I bought more Bitcoin down there. If you remember, I said, you know what? I'm going to load up. And then here we stand. Low stochastic. It was all set up for the move, And I've gone over this many times on my channel, but this is hidden bullish divergence. You also take this wick all the way to that wick, and you get a bounce off the 618.65, which is the golden pocket. The Fibonacci golden pocket. You draw your fib from the bottom left to the upper right. You hit Alt-F to grab a fib. Very simple. Alt-F, up to the left, You find a wick, you find another wick, you pull it up. You get your retracement. Usually you'll get a bounce off the fib retracement. If you see this ever again in your life. We called this out for Bitcoin at 84K. 74,000. That's where we bought more Bitcoin. Right? So just that has made me so much in my entire life and just put me at ease when the whole market's freaking out. Everyone's saying we're going lower. They all start shorting this and it's called hidden bullish because I think only the OGs get to see it. Because it takes you I had to play with it for 5 to 6 years to really believe in it. Now I've been using it for 10 years. It's like I'm locked in, But man. So a wick there, 122.5. I mean, it's a little bit of a strange wick there on the daily. Right? But a green candle nonetheless. And I'm bullish. I'm looking for right shoulders, sideways price action. I'm okay with any of that, right, for Bitcoin. Stochastics RSI did go pretty high. Look, they got up to from the data region. And I wanted to push that up or down. There you go. You can see how the stochastics RSI, they've had a pretty nice move on the daily. There is big momentum above the dotted line, right? But, we've been pumping now Just to put it in perspective, we've been pumping for basically 12 days since the beginning of the month. Right? So you just got to, and we've had a huge spike up in price action. So you just want to look at where you are overall. And then here we are on that 8-hour time frame, right? So technically, we've got this kind of trend line forming. It's almost like we faked a breakout, came back inside the pattern. I'm willing to look at, something like this here on the 8-hour. The 8 hours getting a little more friendly. And then this brings me here. And I'm still kind of like, in the 4-hour, it looks more like we're doing that bullish retest of the top of the trend, But you could also say, hey, we broke out, we're back inside. So we faked the pump today, or last night, came back inside, went sideways. But that money went where? It went to Ethereum and the altcoins. Ethereum pumped on that. And now we have a bit of a falling wedge here on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. And there's a method to my madness. Sometimes it's not perfect. Look, you can even see a shoulder, a slanted inverted head and shoulder there, right? 1 hour has bullish divergence on the indicator. Lack of bearish momentum. Crossing on the MACD. RSI looks in a very healthy place. So, if I had to call today, the 1 hour says it's going to bounce. Doesn't look amazing. Price action's pretty squiggly wiggly, but it says it's going to bounce here. So the 1 hour is more bullish than bearish at the present moment, for me personally. But it's not amazing. Let's move forward to the 15. Oh, move back, into the 15. We're kind of watching this flag here. You see on the 15-minute time frame, and we'll use the moving averages now to show you. So today, again, resistance from the 15-minute 200 moving average. So earlier today, I traded what's called the break above. So right here, when we got above this, I got in with about $12,000 in 26x leverage, which was a $290,000 trade. I was looking for it to go up to here to make about $5,000. But once I was already up here, I was up about $1,500. I started moving the stop losses. I'm on this spike up here, and on this candle here, I ended up getting out. They dumped the price action, but they brought it back up again. Almost like they're making these, price action is, look at the volatility, right? Now, this is a shoulder, a bit of a head, and kind of a right shoulder, but it's also a tight channel. Symmetrical triangle, technically, they could go either way. It's basically a flag above the 200 moving average. This is a good chance of breaking out, specifically on a Tuesday, and we've had good volatility, which means there's probably enough, liquidity on either side to get the trade going. And there's good volume today. So this tells me that this has a good likelihood of breaking out to 120,400. At least coming to test the 119.5 area for Bitcoin. So right now I'm looking for the 5-minute to pump. 1 minute also looks pretty interesting as it's getting tighter inside of the same channel. So all eyes on this, and because we're above the 200 moving average, my yellow moving average line here. It tells me there's a better chance that the bulls win this war here inside the symmetrical triangle. It's not saying it's a guarantee. There's a better chance. Made some nice gains today also on Ethereum. All right. I traded Ethereum this morning. I didn't know, I looked at CPI data. I was already in some hot trades from 7 in the morning, and they ended up just playing out in our favor. This ETH trade ended up ripping. I ended up taking it for about $1,300. Ethereum pumping, doing damage, about 1267. And then I get into this trade here on Bitcoin right when we got above the 5-minute 200 moving average. I see the 21 curving up. I said we should be able to get a pump there. We did. I rode it. It took literally 15 minutes. I must have got in 1, 2, 10, really 12 minutes because the third candle wasn't even done yet. I was up $1,500. I ended up taking my profits. I showed some, one of my portfolio pieces there. And so I used the 200 to make money today. It was simple to me. I used the 21 to sell. It's clockwork, muscle memory. So when we were away from the 21-day moving average, I took profits because it looked like an unsustainable pump to me. So this morning, I'm in the trade. Let me show you again what happened. Because like anyone could brag. Look at my, and I'm not trying to brag. I really hope you don't think that. I'm just trying to show you how the trade played out. I'm even amazed. I wake up every morning. I never know what's going to happen. I don't know I'm going to make $2,000 that morning. Over $2,000 on both trades to combine. It was an awesome day. And it's not even, we could still, there's more time. I usually trade into the night, and this could be a $5,000 day, a $3,000 day, a $10,000. Who knows what could be? But it's already starting great, and I'm very grateful for the gains. And, may more come. And may I continue to be cautious and trade my system and my strategy. So look, let's take a look here at what's happening. We can flip on over to BitNX. And you can see how the 1 minute is staying above the 200 moving average there. That was the initial call. It dipped. When it pumped a little bit, I moved the stop loss. We got nothing out of that. This one right here, and it just turned into nil. Right here on this 5 minute time frame. I wish the pattern wasn't so sketchy, like so up and down and almost head and shoulder-esque. But it is a tight channel, and it's touching the 21. And, that's, for me, a likelihood to make money more, at least 3 out of 10, you're going to win that, in my opinion. I can't tell someone what's going to happen, but in my mind, if I'm talking to myself, I say, hey, you're going to win this, at least, But 120,668. So, yeah, the likelihood of me winning this trade 30% of the time is high. So, you know what I mean? I've backtested it. And the day I'm taking it on a Tuesday. Now, already a good day. We just want to add to the day. So, if we lose 200, so be it. We made 25, right? That's okay. We make 6, we go up to $3,000 on the day. So, it's an even exchange, right? So there, we make the trade, stop loss, I make the trade with the stop loss below the 200 moving average. Because that's where I want my stop to be. If we lose that, it usually negates the bigger move. All right? Good chance there could be no drawdown on this trade. We may just continue the pump. We also got the nasty dippage, and we came back to 119. There is also this level here of liquidity right there, pretty close at 120,750, which I may get lucky enough to touch. We're not sure. Again, remember, I'm not risking everything I just made earlier, and I might lose this live trade. The sad thing is sometimes I win all the trades in the trading group, and there was 1 week, man, where every day on the live I lost my like scalping trades. But then at night, I'm making $2-3 and making gains in the group. I said to the group, man, I was like, I can't win on the live, but I'm winning every day at night, And hey, there's been days where I win on the live and I can't win at night, But now, last week or two, it's been winning on the live, winning at night, just winning. And hey, if you keep trading, your strategy will play out if it's profitable over time. Man, I don't even see the second it turns green, I don't like it. Like it's supposed to continue to pump, baby. And this is a symmetrical triangle. It's a sketchy pattern. And it could also be, I see how it could be a head and shoulder. Not in love with price action right now. But it is a Tuesday. I have some faith. So look, we just took you from Bitcoin all the way from the weekly, the 2 week really, and now we're sitting on the 5 minute, right? And you can see kind of what I'm looking at, the levels that we need to break through. So this could be making it's funny, this is a diamond, right? I don't know how I missed it. It's funny how the mind can play tricks on you, right? But this is a diamond, and a diamond comes in from the bottom, it dumps to the bottom. So this also says it's going to come down somewhere here. It's a diamond. That is a diamond. But, it can pump out. 32% of the time, it can change the game. So it's not guaranteed to dump, but more likely to dump now too. I mean, we're sitting in a diamond here for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's in a diamond pattern. If you want to get real chintzy and say, no, but it came in from the top E and it's about to blow off from the top A. Hey, I mean, that's a bit much, but Bitcoin is in a diamond, but it looks like it may defy the diamond. So I'm long. We'll see what happens. I just opened up a long here on the live stream. Do not do what you see people do on any live stream, Learn the education, understand what's happening. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I'm an educator, showing you the 200 moving average, the 21 day, the candles, showing you how to touch the buttons here, how I'm dragging this, how to hit the take profit, stop loss, how to put your take profit, your stop loss, hit the open long button, right? These are just kind of parameters that I'm showing you here on the channel. And this is almost any exchange in the world from stocks. They'll all be somewhat similar. My guy, Ken, wanted to check out Hyperliquid. God bless Sammy. Shout out to all the lifers in the chat. Smash that button to 1,000. Thank you so much, man. Let's get that like button to 1,000 people. I love you, man. Thank you so much for the love. Appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel. We're at 99,000, basically 500 more subscribers to 100,000 subs. And we're getting very, very close. So God bless everybody. Looks like it's going to be about, I'd say, a week, 2 weeks at the very most. Probably way less than that. But you never know. You never know. I don't count my chickens before they hatch. I just show up every day and keep moving. And we go from there. God bless all my beautiful people here on the live. I thank you so much for jumping on in and being awesome. So the trade's struggling. Up and down. We'll see what happens. It could take its time. So we got a live trade cooking. We've got what looks like a diamond. These mainly break to the downside, so that's also against me. So I'm kind of in an uphill battle here on my long a bit, fighting the ways of the world. But we'll see. I love that 200 moving average, though. I trust it more than all this other stuff that I showed you. I believe it's a stronger call. And I can see how we're about to get a golden cross here. Looks like the 50 is about to cross the 200. Whenever I've seen that, Bitcoin's been higher, just, in the chart, way further in the chart. So it tells me somewhere around here, we're going to be above here because I see a golden cross coming right there. And I'll backtest that for you and show it to you for days if you want. It's a really highly likely playable idea. So, yes. Candle flip green, 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Sorry, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, this candle will close. We got a new candle here on that 5-minute time frame. Attempting to stay inside and stay alive, baby. So here we are. You're watching a 5-minute diamond if you're a small-time scalper. I'm not small time frame. I don't mean to call anyone small time. You know what I mean? A small time frame scalper. Like I'm a small time frame scalper. But you're watching this 5-minute diamond and you're seeing if the 5-minute loses the 200 moving average, then it's kind of a struggle for the day. It's choppy. It's short time. You never know. It's we stay above here. We keep that 200. We get that golden cross and, we basically head up to the target at 120,004 and we go from there. So we're going to know, and I'd say, and then you can hold shift and go sideways with the plus sign. An hour to and 1 to 2 hours at the most. We're going to know what Bitcoin is fiending to do here. Right now it looks like it's going to dump based on the diamond. But we'll see. So why are you long, Sam? I like to defy the odds sometimes. I don't like how the 21's curving. Usually when it curves, it's like this. It starts to curve, we're getting a dump. Starts to curve there, we're getting a dump. Starts to curve. I like it when it stays flat and curves up. There it is curving, and we still got out of it. So, but it's usually not the best sign. I don't want to see that thing curving too much. I want to see it start to bend out. And I just want to clean this up so we can see price action nice and easy here. So that's what we're looking at here for Bitcoin. That's it. There's short or longs on either side of this board too. And so there's going to be a battle of volatility right now. Let's take a look at the CPI data and talk about it. So today CPI data came in and it was previously 0.2%. Right, the consumer price index month over month. Forecast at 0.3 and it came in as forecast. Which is like, well, if we knew what it was, then why would the market react too shabby, which is more bullish. If it came in at 0.4, it would have been bearish. CPI month over month, 0.2, right? Same as forecast and lower than previous. Bullish sign. Good for the market. CPI year over year, previous forecast lower than forecast. So this gave the market a bit of a pump. The NASDAQ, the S&P, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And I ended up making a play on Ethereum that was pretty awesome. And Ethereum got a pretty nice pump to the upside. So we're going to kind of talk about the Ethereum trade that I made this morning. Kind of break down what I see happening further on. And go from there. So here on MEXC, I was trading Ethereum. This morning I woke up and, I saw that we were in this beautiful flag. And I drew it out and it looked nice to me. And I said to my group, I said, man, that looks bullish. Ethereum, right? Looking pretty good to me. So one of the first things I saw this morning, 8:23 in the morning, is this beautiful flag. And I said, and you can see I'm long right there. My stop loss, my take profit. And I was going $1,147 for $4,783, right? So I'm risking $1,100 for $4,700 in the trade. Not too bad, right? I think it's a pretty good risk-reward ratio, if you ask me. It was a 3.55 risk-reward ratio. Within about 15 minutes of being in the trade, we start to get this green spike, and then we get that bigger pump to the upside for Ethereum. I ride my stop loss, and I sell it at about 43396. Looks like we're kind of at that exact level right now. Look, the price is exactly at the price I sold it at. So why did I sell it again? We got really far from the 21 here on the 15-minute. And unless you got sustainable price action, you usually come back or consolidate in some way. So also watching Ethereum here as it is, consolidating in some way, shape, or form as well. Seeming like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. And it's watching Bitcoin, of course, like Bitcoin slumps around. I mean, it's all world liquidity at this point. So we're going to have to take a look at the DXY, and we're going to have to look at the NASDAQ and the S&P as well, just to kind of see where the market stands. I do have a trade right now open on BTCC that we opened on the NASDAQ. It was up 167 at one point. It was down 200. And so we're still kind of watching this trade closely on the NASDAQ. It's still open, and I'm going to show you what we're doing later on the bigger chart, But this is open on BTCC. On Bitcoin, the BTCC exchange open for 14 years. One of the longest exchanges in the game. And definitely have good reps over there and good people too. Really good people that run the exchange. Got to know them in Dubai. And the thing is, you can trade basically the NASDAQ. You could trade Apple. You can trade Coin, right? Which is Coinbase. You know what I mean? You could trade Amazon, AMD. Pretty awesome here, right? All kind of right connected with your USD as well as trading Bitcoin and everything else. So pretty awesome. If you ask me, that's the Tech 100. That is the NASDAQ right here. So I open up trades on the NASDAQ and I show you kind of how we're trading the NASDAQ on and off. I'm definitely not as aggressive on the NASDAQ, and I'm just slowly growing an account from 2000 and just kind of showing you guys slowly how not to lose money on that account. It's kind of a funner, more beginner account. But there's different things we do on this channel to kind of get you to see that. Because if I just throw hundreds of thousands of dollars around like I could, and I have, and I do in other places, I think it differentiates the person that's, well, I don't have that money. So they start thinking they can't do it. So I want to show you that it's possible for you to grow an account. You just got to stick with it, And the key is to have more than you started with at the end, man. Shout out to BTCC. We're also doing something special in the group, right? I believe Jamie, or I'll ask Jamie when I can talk about it. But there's something big happening in the group there, right? Or maybe you could just tell me now if I can say, but we'll break it down, right? So look, it looks like we're maybe falling out of this key area here to the downside. Not a good look. So, Bitcoin falling off. Trade slumping down 100. We're not out till we're out yet. Remember yesterday, a bunch of times we got very close. Still end up winning the trade. So we'll see what happens. It's been volatile. Extremely volatile. But, I mean, it does look like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. We saw that it's a diamond. I mean, it's definitely some struggle in market structure today. It's up and down. A lot of craziness going on. Okay, yeah. But they can win a trip to Singapore with BTCC. But yeah. So we'll break it down. But yeah, you could win a trip to Singapore and you'll meet me. You'll hang out. It's pretty awesome. It's like a once in a lifetime experience, in my humble opinion, through the channel and through BTCC. So pretty amazing, man, that they're doing anything of that nature. So check it out. Find out more. Join the trading group. Be a part of something bigger than yourself and win a trip to Singapore, man. Bitcoin 4-hour fib will work, and will it reach the all-time high? I mean, fibs really don't work on time frames. Fibs are just parameters. So like if I drew a fib right here, I mean, they give you on the local, fine. That's a local fib to the 618. You could get a bounce. But if you drew, yeah, that's a nice bounce there off the, money printer status. Look at it, man. And again, think about it. The whole world's FOMOing for Bitcoin. The supply is getting scarce. The same with Ethereum. This week, we're really starting to see the institutional demand, right? He said, you will be allowed within 1 meter of Sam, no closer. You're so funny, man. You can smell my cologne. This guy, man. Shout out to Jamie, man. God bless you, brother. Trip to Asia is huge. I know, that's huge, man. Jamie, lifer bouncer. Hey, back away from the merchandise. We need him on stream, Don't touch the streamer. Hey, everyone depends on that guy over here. Hey, watch yourself. He's got a pocket square on. Don't touch the square. Hey, don't touch that guy's pocket square. Play around with some time-based fibs of the past. Had some, time-based fibs are really fun. When you draw them to the right, that's interesting too. You can see we should hit this level by that time. It's a very, very, we're in the matrix. It would only make sense that would play out, right? For me, it goes hand in hand, right? Okay, so Bitcoin. Looking pretty interesting here on the day, on a Tuesday. Feeling more like a Monday for a Tuesday, no? Shout out to the 1,648 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to all the new people here on the channel. Thank you for being here. And please subscribe to the channel. 1,724 episodes, baby. And counting. And I've been live streaming since February of 2021 without a day off because I love it. Not because I don't want a day off. Because I just absolutely, why would I take a day off from my dream job? If you were living your dream job, why would you take a day off from it? It wouldn't make any sense, would it? No. So that's why I don't take a day off from my dream job. We're finally flipping green here, and it's looking like this could be the breakout. It's looking cleaner. Remember, my signal says when you're above the 200 and the 21's touching, you should win the trade. More than you should lose. That's all it says. That's it. I made a very simple way to live. Simple is key, especially in trading. So, and look how beautiful that looks. I just love the pattern. Like the diamond, even, good or bad, it's such a pretty pattern. The symmetry is artistry. You gotta love it. So Bitcoin, we kind of see the bounce of the and I see the 4-hour bouncing on the bigger time frame. I see the 1 hour breaking out of the flag, like we broke, so this is, and that's my, you can see that's the work there. What you can also do is I like to go here. So I got that smaller time frame going. I can go, I believe we used it with like that, right? Yeah. Create a group of drawings and just delete it. I can even drag these into the group and add them. Now, when we go to the 4-hour, right? Bang, right? You can just kind of see it without all that insanity. Because you gotta have clarity when you're trading. You gotta have clarity. I deleted a little trend there, but you gotta have some clarity there. But so I'm looking for the bounce. And I'm long, and I know I'm long and stubborn. But that's it today. It is what it is. The super chat came in about Hyperliquid. We're going to talk about that and break it down for you too as well. First thing we got to do is break down Ethereum. I want to kind of look at it in depth. I think it's very important now that we take a look at ETH. ETHBTC as well. I want to make sure ETH Bitcoin, look at that. They're both pumping, but ETH is getting, the supply shock. It's smaller. And so they're both getting the same liquidity. ETH's going to beat up on Bitcoin, right? And that's what we want to see. Look at that breakout. I mean, that's headed to the bigger target I've been calling at 04193 sats. Wow, what a nice move. So ETHBTC still looking good on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at ETH USDT. Wow, ripping, continuing to do damage. So like the 4-hour broke out from the original call. I stayed in. It looks like it's going to continue to pump. Man, craziness, right? And that's why we had the alert on it. We looked at it yesterday, and then I put it out this morning. I said, this thing's looking ready to move. The 1-hour time frames looking good, but it is a little away for the 21-day moving average. So got me a little cautious. And the 15-minute seems to be kind of flagging out here. Now, there's a chance it does just start breaking out quickly, but it is also got a little bit of a gap from the 21. If it slumped and went a little more sideways and connected to the 21 somewhere in an hour, it would make me feel more comfortable about a long. But it may just continue to moon right now, the way it's been looking. So I'd watch your 15-minute time frame for Ethereum. That target, soft target there, is about $4,600 a coin, man. Ethereum doing damage. 5-minute looks good to me too. Everything kind of setting up. Looks shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder. This could get busy. So far, so good on the smaller time frames for ETH. The 1 minute staying above the 200 moving average with tight price action. It's a good sign that this could go for more here to the $4,600 level. ETH now at $4,418, looking for more. So there's a scalp here on Ethereum. Is there not? Looks like there's a bit of a scalp here. So let's take a look at ETH on weeks. Shout out to my weeks people. And there's the last gain right there on weeks for the Bitcoin trade that we made. So Ethereum. Looking strong out the flag here. And you can even attempt to kind of make it a bigger idea. Like if it ends up going larger. I mean, $5,000 for Ethereum has kind of been written, hasn't it? It's already been determined we're going to 5K. 5K ETH is on the table, right? Was seeing if I could get that stop below the 200 moving average on the 15, but could not. What's more likely is this measured move here. Look at that $4,600 level. It just keeps coming up for a lot of, me, I think other people looking at that level too. I mean, because you got 45, but 45 will get spilled over because of FOMO. And then you're going to have to deal with that too as well, right? So let's make this big. So I may make a live trade here on Ethereum as well. Not sure. I already had a winning day. I don't know if I need to chase. But it looks like it's also the probabilities are getting high, and I'm a probability guy. So I just take whatever the probabilities are giving me. If they start telling me there's a high probability I can make money, then I'm going to make money. You see what I'm saying? If they tell me there's a low probability to make money, then I'm either going to open up a smaller trade. It's going to struggle, or I'm not going to trade at all. Very simple for me. I simplified my life. It will get better for you if you do the same. I firmly believe. Look at the 777s there. I'm always amazed at that for whatever reason, whenever they pop up. 4644. Stop loss at 4337. Coincidence? I don't think so. Could even be 4344. 4644, 4344. See here. I mean, like to make it worth your while, $1,500 for $5,000, get a nice pump. But we don't also want to give back basically most of what we made today if we lose that 15. I am liking what I'm seeing there, though. So this is the struggle most traders go through. How hard do I go and why? And where's my proper risk? And it depends on where someone's at in life. It depends, you know what I mean? That's why I'm not a financial advisor. I shouldn't, nothing I say and do should be taken as such, because it's arbitrary to where someone is in life. You know, you have 12 grand in your account. How much does it mean to you? Like, is that, it's, so you never know. It all depends on where someone is in life. And that's why I personally am not a financial advisor. I'm not licensed. I don't do that. I'm not going to ever go over your portfolio with you. I am just your teacher. All right. I'm going to teach you about how to take on the markets on a daily basis, how to work out every day, how to keep your mind right, how to stay focused. This is what I'm going to teach you, because it's more than just trading. Anyone can say, hey, here's trading. Go have some fun. But they're not going to teach you how to manage the market when your emotions are up and down, how to stay level-headed no matter what through working out and keeping the proper endorphins in your mind, how to keep your mind working at an optimal level by using, endorphins, by using working out, by using the right chemicals to change the way your mind works. Very, very important. And all these things really add up over time. They really do. I'm breaking it down for you as best I can. I learned that the mind was a system that I could basically dial into, just like a mechanic dials into a carburetor. There's a better, you play with the jets a little bit, you tweak it here and there, and you get that nice rumble like on your Harley. There's definitely a tweak to the carb to make it run the best. There's a tweak to your brain to make it run even better. Working out is one of those tweaks. So I don't work out, looking good is a byproduct of it. Feeling great, being at the beach when you're old and still, I'm 42. I look better than a lot of these guys in their 20s. And it feels good because, you put in the work. And you got that confidence too. But I do it not just to look good. I do it to feel good and for my mind. It helps the mind. The mind it really helps the mind. So, and I believe it's part of a proper trading scenario, trading style, like, is to have a workout, and a workout that has a routine to it that really gets you in the zone, that you got to fight to keep. A strong routine is important for me personally. So Ethereum getting tighter here. And we're watching for this next trade I'm looking to make here for ETH. Making sure we're still maintaining that 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Risk a third for a double up. So we made the live trade on Ethereum. Looking for this flag to pump to 46.44. Stop loss below 43.44. All right. And there's a supply shock. People are adding it to the balance sheet. I've never seen more inflows for Ethereum. BlackRock buying ETH. Everybody's buying Ethereum right now. They're going to basically tokenize the entire world on chain. And Ethereum, they picked the chain that, it's running. It's been the most solid. It's here for a long time. Something's going on right now. And Ethereum is the one for the next few days. As well as, let's talk about Litecoin and Bitcoin. I completely, I got so into ETH, I forgot about our Bitcoin trade here. Completely forgot about our Bitcoin trade. Breaking out to the upside. Looking like we may make some more gains today after the gains we've already had. So if you didn't get it in the group today, you're still going to get it live. The Crypto Lifer is here with the cape on, ready to fly. And I'm going to teach you how my strategies are tried and true, day in and day out, no matter what. Nobody rocks it better, baby. Nobody does it better, I'm telling you, than the Crypto Lifers, man. Be a part of something bigger than yourself. Join the Crypto Lifers. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. If you're still on the fence, you want to get started, that's great. I teach a class. It's awesome. The last Saturday of every month, it's right there. Hit the QR code to find out more. The last Saturday of every single month, I teach class, and I'll be there teaching class, getting it done, and it's awesome. So get ready for that. That's coming up in just a few weeks, and it's $150 for 3 hours of my time. I'm $300 an hour, and you get so much more of my time in this class, and you get a PowerPoint, my 9-point checklist, everything that you're seeing that I'm pulling off here and how I'm figuring it out. I'm going to explain to you how I did it step by step. You're going to be able to layer yourself in to my teachings. So many people have given me, great testimonials. They said they've loved the class. So, hey, and I do it at a very inexpensive rate compared to the rest of the market. If you look at what people are charging for education. So there you go. You could jump on into class today to find out more. And yeah, hit that QR code. So Bitfinex. The continuation continues. And if you want to trade anywhere where I traded, you can see that I'm live trading on exchanges here. We do have links to those exchanges. I do receive a commission. I greatly appreciate that. You can hit the Weeks link, the Bitfinex, or the BTCC and MEXC. MEXC has the least fees of any exchange in the game. If it's applicable in your area, MEXC is absolutely amazing. So, okay, shout out to Chris Reed. Shout out to everybody out here. ILV, please. Okay, interesting. I'm climbing that fence. Shout out to Michael Prime. Let's take a look at the super chat that just popped in here. It is 11:03. All right, let's see what we got going on. Yesterday, the last few days, the super chats have been absolutely phenomenal. A lot of participation. Thank you so much. It's been absolutely fascinating. Remember, every day is a blessing. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Maximilian. Liz, thank you so much, man. God bless you. Appreciate that. Good morning, Sammy. God made us to overcome, baby. 100%. Shout out to J-Lit TV. I love you, brother. Thank you. Join the 99 and you can get Sammy's post at 1:37 in the morning. 100%. We don't stop. Shout out to Andrew Yurkovic with some massive gains you posted too in that. You did really good, man, in the last few weeks. God bless you, brother. Shout out to Kin. Thank you. My guy, Kin, wanted to check out Hyperliquid. God bless Sammy. Shout out to all the lifers in the chat. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Thank you for kind of keeping up to date with him and making sure he was happy, man. That's the lifer way. So we'll take a look right now at the first few super chats that came on in. And the first one someone's asking about is Hyperliquido. Hyperliquid. Let's take a look at Hyperliquid. I love Hyperliquid. I myself am an owner of Hype. I got a nice position when we were dipping. I swung traded a couple times. It's looking good. Let's take a look at Hyperliquid and break it down for you. Funny. Let's see here. KuCoin, MEXC, CoinX, BitGet. Want to see where it has like the best liquidity. So look at this. I mean, bang, everything's watching Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin pumps. Everything's about to pump. You see how it, like, everything is following this move that Bitcoin's in right now. So just, to show you that right off the bat, Hyperliquid on the 5-minute. Where's that target? 45.94. And there's a point of control right there too as well. Likely to go right to that key area. Hyperliquid. Yesterday was crazy, man. A lot of interesting developments just around the world. I can't really discuss it, but if you know what I'm saying, it was just very interesting. Okay, let's take a look here. So Hyperliquid, I believe, is one of the strongest positions you can have in the entire market right now. I believe they're one of the biggest money makers in the liquidity zone, in the DeFi leverage trading. Like, no one beats them. And we traded this beautiful flag for the pump, came back down, but retested this key area and got the bounce. Held its trend line, and it's just been it's been a gem, right? It's been a very strong performer, and it's been a gem. Will it continue to do so? I highly suggest it will. So what I'm looking for is something like this here for Hyperliquid. Shoulder, shoulder, head, and two shoulders possibly, right? Like this. And we can get a beautiful breakout to the upside here on the daily, right? Nice little flag and a nice little blast. Take us to 61.79. So, that's interesting, right? And it could even be just super tight. I'm not saying I know exactly what's going to happen. I just like to project. But this is the idea that Hyperliquid is just going to continue to consolidate. And it's offering such a great service. It's a use case. It's definitely not like, some meme that does nothing. So I just don't see how it doesn't continue to move. And if this market goes, you're going to 62. I see $100 Hyperliquid over time. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. ICNT, USDT, and that super chat comes all the way from TD with the £2, possibly from the UK. God bless you. Thank you. Tion DEGEN Lifer says Warner Mackey and Chris Reitz. God bless you, brother. Master Friend, someone say super chat. I just want some attention and low. Shout out to Master Friend. I love you, man. Here's my buddy Master Friend. I love you, brother. And I'll, you want me to rock you like a little baby? Shout out. Who needs some tendies? Come get your tendies. Can you, you want some crayons while you're waiting? Can you look at Chainlink? Shout out to Iris NSYNC. Shout out to my buddy Master Friend. Shout out to Iris. She would like us, or he would like us, I'm sure, to look at Chainlink. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Look at the picture. I guess I could see who it was. I don't want to be rude, Let's take a look. Thank you, Iris. We appreciate it. Usually people put pictures of whatever. I do believe it is a girl, though. Iris, thank you. We appreciate that. We'll take a look at your super chat right away there. So, Ethereum. Looking like it could be a nice cakewalk here, but you never know. Be nice if this thing just continues to moon and does its thing to the upside. Battling the trade today here, Bitcoin. And it's turning more into what's called an ascending triangle, which is fine. We've kind of broken out of the diamond to the upside so far, so that's a good sign. And look how it takes its time. Trades don't happen overnight. Everyone thinks every trade is that boom. Remember that? That's why Sunday night was insane when we got those pumps. It was out of control. This channel has been rocking since Sunday night. The momentum has been spilling over all the way through the week. Can't you feel it? Man, we're on our way back to 3,000 people watching the stream in the next few days, man. Don't you get it? When altcoins rip, the whole world comes back to crypto in a fast. It's the Google searches. It's 0 to 60 now. It's almost insane how fast it flips. The fact that we maintain 1,700 beautiful viewers a stream is unbelievable, and it's because each and every one of you are amazing. Thank you so much. I do show up every single day, but I show up every single day because you people show up every single day. So we have the most consistent community in the game, which helps me become consistent. It's a synchronicity moment between us all. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Keep me going. I got through the death of my mother and my father. This community was there for me through the hardest time of my life. I was able to trade right through it, man. God bless you all. Sold Pepe for gains at my dad's funeral. So sad to even say. I love you, Dad. God bless my pops, Jimmy Price, and God bless my mom, Irene, man. This summer was tough for me going back home, living in the home that my parents died in, staying in the bed that my dad had his heart attack in, man. Like, we got rid of the bed and I bought a new one, but staying in the same room, it was just tight, man. It was tough. But, it was like a lesson in life. It was a passing of the times. It was something I had to do. And God bless everyone that's gone through ups and downs. Thank you so much for everyone here. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Mr. Butters, Busta Crypto, Reliable J. And because trading's about making gains and then using those gains to change the world, right? And shout out to people that were there for me. Crypto Billy sending flowers to the funeral for me when I just met him a few days prior. That's class. That's when you know you got someone in your corner. You know what I mean? I met the guy in Austin, Texas on Sunday, Saturday night or something, Friday night. We hang out a couple days. My dad dies Monday morning at 1 a.m. The next Friday, there's flowers at the funeral. He figures out where it is and everything. I mean, that's a person who's got their head on right, man. You know what I mean? Paying attention. That's someone who's been through something too in their life and they understand pain. That says so much. It says that action says so much about who Crypto Billy is as a person. And this is, I just want, thank you, man. Wow, so ICNT, Impossible Cloud Network, just continues to do damage. 20 to 40, made a double up. Slap on those moving averages and see what's happening. Yeah, so it pumped nicely. Broke through resistance. Now, that looks like could be a new floor here. Previous resistance becomes support. The 4 hour just looks like, hey, it's got to do something, right? The 4 hour is like, eh. So when I look at the 4 hour time frame, I see one of two things. Pull the local fib immediately and see, hey, we could come back down to 31 cents. could also be a great buy with the bounce. The market's looking more bullish, so the more bullish it gets, the more likely this bounce occurs. I gave up on getting that exact bounce. I've learned that's so risky so many times. And I've learned to wait for this and to get in there if possible, or get in on the bounce in the 618. These are the two places that I would get in if it happened. So I can put two lines here. Hold control. Right click, hit alerts. Right click, hit alert. When we cross this line and see it, if we're down here, I'll look at it and assess the situation. If we're up in here, then I'm going to look for a little more consolidation. And if we continue that, this thing's likely to blow. This is how I'd approach ICNT. All right. ETH, how much can reach? Anything can happen. We'll take a look. It's sitting sideways now at that 4119 area, right? So we put our money where our mouth is here. We made a live trade on Ethereum. All right, right here in front of you, showing you what's happening. We made a live trade for Bitcoin. Breaking it down. And here we are showing you the sausalitos. The sauce, baby, the sauce. I like this sideways price action after the pump. It's showing good sign. Consolidation is better than bear. You know, when you go up and come back down, consolidation is telling you that the bears are, where are the bears? Like they're attempting, but where they're at. And shout out to the bot, man. Back in the money again. The MINOTAUR trading systems. Hit the link right here to sign up and find out more about the bot. Let me kind of just show it to you on my screen. Sorry if it's white, but it just helps me differentiate exactly where the bot, what window is my bot. So look what the bot did, man. It did wonders. So it bought here. It eventually bought very dang close to the bottom at 113.8. And then sold its way out of the top. 1, 2, 3. It got out of all its safety positions as Bitcoin continued to pump. It then built a position here and here, and it's now getting back into the green yet again, the bot. Looking for its next take profit at 121,500, which it knows is very likely based on price action and what it just knows price action algorithmically. It's amazing what it does. The bots. So yeah, this thing is available too. If you take a link at MINOTAUR Trading Systems, I do get a commission if you want to find out more about the bot. It's pretty awesome. So Bitcoin, we called a 4-hour pump last night with a stop loss down here. You are in the money on the call. Yes, it may have been treachery, but you are in the money. Bitcoin doing damage to the upside. Looks like we're going to win this trade now. We're up 13%. And you can see there was, very little drawdown from when we got in. We're up over $100. We're on our way for more gains here for Bitcoin to 120,800. Let's take a look back at BOOKMAP. Link to the BOOKMAP in the description if you want to jump on into BOOKMAP 2 as well. And you can see there's liquidity on either side. There's liquidity down here at 117,405. There's liquidity up here at 126,45. Either way, and it suggests, hey, we could go tap that $120,000 level, 120,640 even. So it's telling me, hey, I got that. That's right about here where my sauce for my trade goes. So we got liquidity for my trade on the board, which ain't bad. Let's take a look at that next super chat. And thank you, Lakochi Coker. God bless you, Lakochi. Hope everything goes well with your beautiful, beautiful life as you continue to progress and bring that beautiful woman close and, possibly build a family. God bless you, man. Lakochi, we love you, man. Thanks for everything, brother. I appreciate you more than you would ever know, man. Thanks again for the lifers for trading through the years. I now have vision. Hey, man, if you showed up every day with me and you grinded with me day in and day out, somehow, some way, you're going to see how this price action works, and you're going to figure it out with me. It is a consistent algorithm that goes over and over again through the same process, time and time again. I'm a broken record with the 21. Back to the 21. Back to the 21. I can buy and sell on the 5 in an hour. 4 or 5 trades in 2 hours. Make it happen. Get it done. Moving averages are amazing. Let's take a look at DEGEN and see what's happening to DEGEN. Okay. I'm in this coin personally. I got a fat stake in it because I believe anything connected to Coinbase is hot. And Coinbase will eventually get it, will become the chain of chains. The base chain. Smart as they, coupled it off ETH because it just, I get what they did there. So when you take a look here at the daily, this thing is the lowest it's been in a long, long time, and you just got to expect this double bottom to break out. This lower liquidity level to say, finally, I'm done and get the move. I got faith DEGEN will eventually pump and actually get, when it pumps, it'll pump really fast and really hard. Just like it did here and there, And can it get back to its all-time high? At 6 cents? I don't know if everything can, but even if it just gets back to 3.9, I'd be a happy camper. So we're watching DEGEN. It is just back above that daily 200 moving average, just so slightly. The 4-hour needs to get back above. It doesn't look amazing, I'll give you that, but shoulder head, bit of a right shoulder. It's taking its time. I don't know what, I mean? A lot of these coins are just kind of in the doldrums until they get out. I'm just holding this until I can get out of it. It's really just simple to me. It's, I wish I had a better take on it, but it's, look at it. It's up and down. It did bounce off the 200. There's a nice bounce there, but still it's got lower liquidity. It's going to take its time. Bitcoin doing damage. 119,570 to the upside. I like it. Ethereum opening up, getting ready for the possible bigger move here for Ethereum. Wow. We're starting to see how this could become a big, big day for gains here. And we're giving away the trades, man. We're giving away the sauce. We're giving away the knowledge. I could keep it to myself, sit alone, and make all this money. But how fun would that be? I wouldn't be able to be the lifer. I wouldn't travel the world. People wouldn't come up to me and say, you changed my life. That's worth more than any currency in the world. The currency of someone's energy when they stare at your face and tell you that you've done something for them. That, my friends, is the greatest feeling on earth. No greater feeling than that. No trade, no $1 million win. You could give me all the money in the world. It wouldn't buy that. You'd have to work for that. So when people look me in the face and say, you've changed my life, I know that I got something that God gave me. And that's something I could never buy. And I praise the YouTube algorithm. I praise Google. Thank you so much for this YouTube channel and everything in my life and all the opportunities I've been given, because I know I'm so privileged to have made it this far with YouTube. Not everybody gets to get to 100,000 subs and to many, 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 many more streams forever, man. God bless you all, guys and girls, lifers and lifettes. NASDAQ, nice little pump, all-time high for the NASDAQ. We're going to talk about my trade now that's pumping and where I see it going. We got a target up there for the NASDAQ. All right. Here, and we're trading on BTCC on Tech 100. And this is now another winning trade that we pulled off to the upside on the nasty NAS. Bitcoin doing damage. Everything going our way so far on the call here. Anything could change. It is a Tuesday. We've been up and down. Well, let's go. You grow, baby. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to Randy Alvis in the house. Shout out to Jeremy Haynes. Shout out to Rocket Man, Mr. Butters, Jackson Crawford, Leviathan, and all the awesome people. Can you share how much profit the MINOTAUR bot has made you? Trying to determine how fast I'll make my initial money back. It's not immediately fast. No, it could take some time. I used it to buy back Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin went up. So it's made me, I started with about, I'd say 80. I put a Bitcoin in there when Bitcoin was 80 grand. But it made me 0.3 Bitcoin over time. If you divided that, but I'm using a strategy where I buy Bitcoin on the low with the gains. And we got some nasty dips while I was trading. I got I had a very advantageous time period, so you get what I'm saying? You put Bitcoin in. So I put basically, a whole Bitcoin in there, 60, 70,000. And then it uses the Bitcoin as collateral in trades, but then it spits out US Tether. So you'll come back to your account randomly and you'll just have Tether sitting there. 3,000, 1,500. It seemed to me about every 2 weeks I had about $1,500 in there off about 80 grand, and then I would buy the Bitcoin back on the dips as it accumulated when it got to 3 or 4 grand. And then I kept doing this over and over again. And eventually I turned 1 to 1.3 Bitcoin. You see? And now Bitcoin's also going up. So it turned 80 grand into 160,000. It doubled the 80 grand. I mean, I made 80,000, but I really made 30% off the Bitcoin. It's pretty crazy. It made me 100% in a year because what I was doing. But the Bitcoin also had to go. Bitcoin went up, so it all worked out. Just like Bitcoin's ripping right now at 119,700 for BTC. Trade started to go our way again, staying true to the strategies that I teach. It's amazing how this plays out over and over again when I stay true to the game and not over risking just because I made gains this morning. Just adding to the gains we already made. And look, we got a week's trade open. We got a BitTinex trade open. We're doing it. We got a BTCC trade open. We're ripping it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Let's take a look at Illuvium and see what's happening. The 4-hour candle booming, bullish, engulfing, everything. Amazing. Amazing. We got a bot going. We're teaching every single day here for free, and we're also teaching the class once a month. We got all sorts of cool companies that work with the lifer, and we're here to show you the deal. Let's take a look at what's happening here to Illuvium. You know, I own this coin. I like Illuvium and I like Immutable X. I've been watching these coins in the gaming for a long, long time. Gaming will have its day, and cryptocurrency and gaming will come together. And eventually every gamer will be a crypto guy, and every crypto guy will be a gamer, kind of, you know. Not every, I don't know about the second one, but the first one for sure. I mean, this would be a beautiful place to load up, in my humble opinion. I'm going to put that green box, and I mean, that's accumulation. That's the accumulation zone. And again, maybe I'm wrong and it goes to zero. You never know. But the likelihood of this breaking out and continuing to the upside is very high. Above the 200 moving average, coming back to the Fibonacci retracement. That's the 618 golden pocketed wick 2. We've gone over the 618 now many times today on the channel. How many times have we covered the fibs? And it's funny, I haven't really deep dive fibs in a long time. But today's the fib day. You know, every day there's something that we use more of on the channel. It just happens that way. I'm in Illuvium, so I'm just looking for this to occur so I can go back up to, you know. But that looks like a beautiful swing trade, a good pump or accumulation swing trade. And we could put out those targets in big numbers for you too. We're looking at $29 a coinage, $17.50 an entry. Illuvium. That thing looks like it's about to do its thing. And that's where, you know, you don't chase the top. That's buying what's called the discount. That's not in the premium right now. That is in discount. It's through the VRVP. It's closer to the lower high volume node. Previous support is resistance right here. You got this big chunk of liquidity right here that's holding you down too as well. So let's take a look at FARTCOIN that had a pretty big pounding to the downside. No pun intended. Or should I say ripping. You know, I still have faith it's in a higher low, but look, I mean, it's kind of got a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. I don't know if the bigger people in it pivoted to a new coin and used it for liquidity or what happened, but it was strong compared to the rest of the market. It bounced so nicely off that 20-cent region all the way to the new high of that local high of 170. It had been 275 from the low. I mean, that rally was still a rally of rallies, the first FARTCOIN rally. Still a strong coin. I'm confused to see why it didn't, you know, I mean, it is an altcoin, but still. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it dumps to zero because it's very high risk. But I still got, you know, I'd say 60% chance it breaks out, consolidates, and still ends up somewhere back at 363. But I don't own it, so it really doesn't matter to me what happens. But hey, that's, you know, I hope it goes well for whoever's in it. What do you anticipate for the bot during the bear market? Could it be set to look for shorts instead of longs? The bot actually would perform even better in the bear market. We would tweak it. I would have to watch it. Maybe out, you know, and we'll set it. It really likes price action to dump though, and it buys into the dumps. So every time Bitcoin's dumped a lot, it's done really well. The bot does that. So the bot's really set up for dumping. We'd have to change the safety orders in the liquidation rates. And we'd have to be a little more careful with it. And it's a great question. We'll have to tweak it. But yes, it'll still make money on the way down. It'll find a way. You know, XCN, man, just staying inside this flag, but below the 200 moving average on the daily. Just not, you know, a lot of coins are above it. You gotta get back above that daily 200 and you gotta make something happen. Well, kind of in this, XCN likes to do this, just... It is the accumulation range if you believe in the coin. I still own this thing. I bought it down here in the bearish times. It's getting closer and closer to that every time. I don't know what to say. It looks bearish to me, but it's got a bullish divvy. It is oversold. Seems like it's attempting to double bottom. This is something I just bought and I'm holding until it's higher than it used to be and just checking on it once a week or something and not really stressing it. Let's take a look at Chainlink. USDT on Chainlink. MEXC. So last time I looked at Chainlink, I said it's in a double bottom. Look for it to break out. I say it's going to 26. It's only a matter of time, and it already hit the first target at 24. Look at it. I mean, it did the cup and handle too. That's why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, because when I found this pattern, it was just unbelievable. I noticed that it broke out from that wick to that wick. You would get these amazing big bowls, and then you'd be gone, right? I mean, look at that. That says you're going to 26, and I hold Chainlink in at like 11 and 12, and I hold a big bag of it, so I like seeing Chainlink pump like this. Very, very, very awesome. And I see a big giant heading. I see this giant double bottom. And I say we just hold Chainlink till it hits the bigger target. $50, $60 Chainlink, and I'm out. Chainlink, man. And honestly, Chainlink's something you could probably hold for 10 years and it could turn into $5,000 a coin with RWA and the way it could really link up the real world. They got useless coin. They got worthless coin. Worthless coin. Useless. So funny, right? Wow, it was making the flag like Sammy likes. Tight price action right there too as well. Bitcoin just still holding it down at 119,760. And Ethereum, the trade's now up 2%. Starting to break out, do damage. And Bitcoin just absolutely ripping up 30% on the trade now. The flag broke out. And BTCC has spoken. And again, it was supposed to break out more than it doesn't. The 21 was above the 200 moving average. Funny, there was like a 1 week period, right? Remember like 2 weeks ago, every single time I did this, it didn't play out. I think people started to be like, man, this guy. It's funny, now I haven't lost a trade on the live stream in days. It's like the guy's consistency is insane, but we'll see. Well, I could still lose the trade, so we'll see. I don't like to over talk what happens. We'll find out. I got to stay humble at all times. Worthless broke out there, though, and had a really nice pump on the 1 hour time frame. That worthless piece of... No, but... that worthless coin. Piece of garbage. So it's got this, beautiful inverted head and shoulder there. Kind of came out of the woodwork. It's got very low liquidity, so it's not as easy to jump on in and out, is what it's telling me. Some spacing here. I don't know. To me, it's very high risk. I would have to watch it on like the 30-minute time frame. 15 minutes a little. 30 minutes, see if it can flag out on the 30. If it does, it's going to continue. The 4 hour says it's going for more, so I just have to find a decent entry on the smaller time frames. If it breaks out, it's going to break out. In the 4 hour says it's got the whole length, so you'd go to 2 cents and 8/10 of a cent, 2898. All right. Bang, bang. Shout out to Love Lording in the house. Shout out to Doge. Shout out to Banker. Shout out to Alfonso Angelino. When is the next Sarasota meetup? Thank you for saying that. I'm going to tell I talked to that about my wife. I'm going to actually talk to it with my team right now too and break it down. Bitcoin, 119,800. Starting to do damage and continue to the upside. And that's what we want to see for Ethereum to pump too. You don't want to see Bitcoin dumping. You want to see these puppies pumping together and Bitcoin dominance falling. Let's take a look at more of the super chats you people are asking about. Did we get through it all though? Chainlink, SERV. We got to look at SERV. Open SERV. I mean, looks great on the daily after that bottom. Eight-hour broke out of a flag, technically. 4 hours, same idea. So then you got your whole, okay, where are you going? Well, to the measured move. It's about 11 cents. But now what? Like, what happened? Well, you got tight moving averages, inverted head and shoulder that broke out the 1 hour. Look at that. Again, low volume. When I see candles kind of mixed like that, it means like there's such little price action on the order book that it can't complete, a whole, because people are just, it's scarce. So the coin that I'd have to be very careful on if I had a lot of liquidity. I would watch the 5-minute and I would watch the 21 flag into it. And then it would start that rally and then the bigger target up at 11 cents, right? 8, 7, and 11 are the areas I'd be looking at. Bitcoin, 119,840. The short squeeze is on, baby. And we did it again here on the channel with a short squeeze. How did we do it again? But look at that. Another short squeeze here on the channel. Bang, bang, bang. And those liquidations coming on in yet again. Look at this. Just look at this. Look at the volatility. This thing is moving at the speed of light. What happened to me over here? I got to reset. Where are you? There you are. I love that. And look, we got 12800. We got 126.55. We got some key levels that this thing could start to do damage at. And that's we got the liquidity, everybody. So we're looking for this to continue. So awesome when the trades go your way on live stream, right? Unbelievable. Shout out to anyone that jumps on in with the lifer. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here every single day. Day in and day out. It does not stop. All right. We got so much more to discuss and cover now. We got to break down Bitcoin dominance. Look at the size of that beautiful 4-hour candle. We'll just close that bullish engulfing in 20 minutes. And we can kind of reset. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance and see that it's making out the move out of that bear flag that we talked about on that daily time frame. So the daily bear flag, as discussed, continuing further to the downside. And then we looked at this little flag and said we want to see this kind of curve over and continue to dump too as well. I love it. I'm going to show you something that's a little unconventional, but I love. You see that as a neckline, right? And you see this as a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder for more dumpage. And then that will even tell you where you're going. And I've played these before, slanted head and shoulders that have dumped in our face. Bitcoin did this recently. I just got deja vu from it. And so, yeah, we could head all the way to 56. It'd be this thing, Bitcoin dominance catapulting to the downside. People running into Ethereum. And what if that never comes back again the way, or at least Tether dominance never comes back again the way it was? Why would you want to be an asset pegged to the dollar when the dollar's losing so much value every day? When you could be in Bitcoin or, gold. I mean, anything, a stock like Nvidia, anything that's more scarcer than the dollar, they're going to continue to print that dollar to zero. Looks like no matter what side of the fence you're on, they're going to open up the spending. There's that bear flag again. And we got, looks like we got one more week of some nasty dumpage. Eventually there is going to have to be some type of plugging, or maybe it comes down and makes another flag here. And then we just continue lower. But there will be consolidation on the way down. It usually, this would be awesome though. But yeah, this flag here, as we predicted, further to the downside. as we went over on Friday, August 8th, on our weekly macro analysis video that I do every single day, every single Friday. We broke that down for you. So yes, Tether dominance also giving it up to the downside and letting go, baby. And that's, we just kind of, we went over a lot of the stuff. We found key lower areas. Even before this initial pump, we got some pretty big booms to the upside. If you remember, like there was a low altcoin area. SUI at 225, you know what I mean? So, man, it's amazing what's been going on, all right? It really has. I'm amazing. Wow. Former Amazon aggregator turns to Solana and records 70K in daily rewards. Wow. Everyone loves Ethereum, man. Ethereum in the next 10 years could go to 100,000. Just like Bitcoin, or less maybe in the next 4 to 5 years, kind of like Bitcoin did. The $5,000 level for a coin and to hit it more than 3 times is important. All right. So, some news I want to bring to your light. Michael Saylor's strategy has bought more Bitcoin than all the other public companies combined. Nobody's touched him. Impossible. Insane what he's done. SUI spiked suddenly on suggestion of a Robinhood listing. Dude, that'd be a huge deal if SUI hit Robinhood. I mean, you'd be so psyched. Largest Ethereum treasury firm Bitmine immersion plans 20 billion stock raised to fund massive Ethereum buying spree. And just like people are raising stock to buy Bitcoin now, people are raising stock to buy Ethereum. And it's becoming a trend. We're seeing it. And eventually they'll do it for, I'm sure for Cardano and Solana. But right now it's a growing trend for sure. And I see this thing getting bigger and bigger, this type of behavior. Pretty interesting. So this is another reason why we're going to see more spikes in Ethereum. And it doesn't, when Ethereum's quiet, it's fine. And it's, because there's an infinite supply and it only makes as much as it needs, as it's getting made during, the reward process. So what happens is when no one's buying it up, it can stay pretty flat. But once people like it and buy it, you start seeing the supply shock on Ethereum. It starts coming into play. And that's, and once you see a supply shock, the beginning of a supply shock is like a wave. That wave now has to come and crash, and it's going to be a bigger move down, a bigger move up. So you're going to see even more liquidity usually. So look at price action here for Bitcoin. You can see, we still got liquidity levels up to 123,000. The closest liquidity is 121K, even though we have Big Red down there at 117.5. Let's go back to the chat and see what people were saying in the chat. I love to interact with the chat and make sure I'm connecting with my community. Hey, Sam, do you have an opinion on WorldCoin? One Sam, I think it's shady and it gives me a bad vibe. It's probably fun to trade, though, and there's levels to go in and out, but I'm not into it yet. Good luck on the road to 100K subs. Keep up the good work, man. Shout out to Crypto Plebe, man. We love you. Thank you so much for that super chat. That's very nice of you. And so far, it looks like we got through everything. Toshi and Pepe coming in there. 2 super chats that I did not see. When Pepe, 1700, bless you. Let's go. Shout out to Paul Wood in the house. Good day, Lifer. Can we check on Toshi? Let's look at Toshi and Pepe. Well, ICP hit its all-time high. Sammy, I'm up 20% on spot. Link. God bless you, brother. Chill and laugh central. Litecoin, please, Sammy. Oh, yeah, we got to look at Litecoin. Thank you for saying that. Bitcoin slumping back to 600. Wanted it to bust all the way up to the upside there. Struggling. A little bit of bearish divvy now. Not able to complete that move. 172. I'm going to move my stop loss above the loss area so I can't lose. No reason to give back any gains. I had a good day already. I can go to sleep super happy tonight and call it a day. Why would you know what I mean? I love when if you've been through as many trades as me, the days are already up. You know that you can go to sleep that day a winner. Pretty awesome, right? So why don't you not ruin that day if you're already a winner, as I say to myself a lot. So, and you know what? The old trader, the new trader, he wins, and he usually uses that win to do something stupid. Like he talks that win into, well, I'm up now, so I can go a little riskier. Then they lose the win immediately, and then they say, and then they revenge trade that because they get really pissed. And they usually turn a $1,000 win into a $2,000 loss. I don't know why, but that's just kind of the beginner way. It happens to a lot of people. Litecoin looks good. It had a little dip, but it bounced back strong. I'm still right here sitting pretty, saying this is a good trade with a stop below 116 and a take profit of 152. I got an alert on it. Litecoin still looks good to me. LTC in position. And again, I've traded Litecoin like on the stream or talked about it maybe 4 times. So if I'm going over Litecoin, it's telling you that there's a good position. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon just because everyone else. I just see the TA. The TA jumps on the bandwagon. The bandwagon jumps on the TA. The TA can see when a bunch of people are going to jump on a coin soon. I got my eye on FARTCOIN. Thoughts of the chart. We went over FARTCOIN already. If you could look at the super chat or go backwards. We're looking for a bounce. I'll show you what I'm seeing. It'll take me just a second to revisit it, but I'm not going to go deep dive in it. Like, yeah, we're looking for this bounce here, but it really has to bounce. I think it's high risk because it could fall lower. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it may dump somewhere down into this area to 37.50 cents. If it can bounce up a little bit here and turn into, like, say it gets this shoulder, it bounces head, and it stays right here, then it's a possible buy back up. Or if it can consolidate, it's a buy in this area. You know, I got faith because it was one of the stronger coins. We will see it at 293 or 360. Yeah, 363, but it's at a crossroads right now that it has to kind of stay above this key trend line. Yeah, so it's a little sick compared to most. SBET, SharpLink Gaming on Kickx. Thing looks horrible, right? It came out and it's just kind of dwindling. I don't know. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I don't know. It doesn't look good to me. It's at the bottom of its barrel. If you think it's a great project, it's in the discount. For me, as a trader, I look at charts. That's, you know, I think there's just so many better charts out there. We talked about this breaking out to the upside, out the bigger flag, this cup and handle, and it is doing its thing just like it's supposed to, TOSHI. Now what? I mean, it's kind of like this here. You got these flags now too. You broke out of them. You've created, you know, some new floors. I look at the 8 hour where the 21 is. A lot of up and down price action too. Again, this is a coin you either believe in and you hold it for months or you don't. Like swing trading, certain coins are for swing trading, certain coins are for dreaming, and certain coins are for getting it in. Like Bitcoin is for almost anything with the liquidity because it's got, you know, but again, it's not for, you know, hitting it big overnight. You can make some good gains on Bitcoin overnight, but it's not about hitting it big, right? We still may win this trade. We could get a bounce. We're still in it. It's not over. See what happens. 4 hours going to close beautifully. If you're bullish on TOSHI, you're trying to forget these wicks and look for it to consolidate. If it does that, it's about to pump again, and the target would take it to 001. I know Arrow just got going and I left early, or what I've made another 2K on Arrow. Arrow's amazing. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. Just move on. If we spend too much time thinking about what we woulda, coulda done, we can't spend time doing what we do. Think about it. I live stream every day. You think there's some days that I wake up and say, oh, I should have done something yesterday in the live. What if all during this live stream, all I did was mention, man, I should have done this on the live yesterday. And I just kept mentioning the live yesterday, the live. You guys would eventually be like, damn, man, I don't want to watch the stream. This guy's not focused on the present. That's you know, and I can do that out loud in front of you guys, and it can be an example of how our minds work internally, right? Even though it's a little, but the same idea, and so you can't keep beating yourself up about what you should have done. It's over now, and you've got this. Pepe is about to break out on the 8 hour. Pepe has the liquidity. Pepe is something you could swing trade. Stop loss below the 200 moving average. I see Pepe about to break out on the 8 hour time frame. I really do. Cup and handle on the 8 hour for Pepe looks really, really nice to me. Yeah. But again, that has to fit your trading style. Understand what you like about it. You know, I love that cup and handle. Sam, can you check out a small cap SSX Solana stock index? Looks like it's a great CTO. Charts pulled back. Interesting. Thank you. We'll look at it here on Dex Screener. I don't think I got Dex Screener open. Let me grab one up here and pull it on down. I've learned not to ever use your search bar live. You learn the hard way. Well, just because like people, like one time, like it like, I don't know, put like an email or it did something like personal. So we're looking for this bounce. Not what you think. Not what you think. I don't do that. Now, so we got this bounce off the 706 Fibonacci level. See that right there? Very, very key. And that's just where, you know, a load up period. Almost every hot coin came down here and bounced and did a rippage. Kita did this exact same thing. So we're looking for it to make an inverted head and shoulder. A shoulder, this will make the head inverted and you'll break back up again. Again, I own this coin, so I have faith that it would bounce. So, you know, Doge, man, DJI 6930 could become the greatest coin in the game. And right now it's still sitting at a $30 million market cap, which is an absolute steal. It is a meme. It's high risk. It could go to zero. You never know. So, but for me, I believe this is the best coin to have right now. And if you're going to get into a meme, I don't think there's better memes in there. I actually think I'm going to buy a little more in the dip. And they even have it on MEXC right now. So you don't have to go anywhere. You could buy it on MEXC. Might even have it on Weeks. Let me double check Weeks here on spot. Let me just double check here on Weeks. That coin's been getting around, so they got it here on Weeks. DJI 6930 up 20% too. And so I like this coin in the accumulation range. You won't be able to see the whole chart on Weeks like you can see it on Dex Screener. But man, I like this coin in the accumulation range. I got a little bit already there, just a tiny bit, but funny. But, you know, so you could buy this coin on Weeks. You could buy it on MEXC. So Weeks doing a really good job of getting the coins fast. That's something that we talked about months ago, and they're really just, they did everything that we discussed, man. So the team is awesome. Great place. Pepe, baby, Pepe. Bitcoin back to 119,725. All is well so far on this trade. Looks like a nice little flag that could continue further to the upside here for Bitcoin. That's what we're talking about, baby. That's what we're looking for. Okay, stream's good on my end, especially the like button, man. God bless you, brother. Amen. Yeah. Somebody said they had a stream glitch. Unlikely. In my end, we have no notifications. Everything is swimmingly beautiful. So, yeah. People have internet around the world and computers. You never know. So, yes, man, we're nailing it. And, oh, yeah, we got to talk about the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ trades up 8%, and it's doing well. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. I like this, too. What's happening now for ETH is it's flagging outside of the bigger flag. That tells me that there's a bigger pump coming for Ethereum. It gives me more faith in that trade. It's like, man, ETH is likely going to do some serious damage to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if ETH just continues to rip, and rip some more. That's very bullish for ETH. The flag outside the flag. When I see that, there's a good chance you're going to get a continuation pump here to the upside for Ethereum. Only a matter of time, man. ETH, baby, ETH. And we capitalize on that day. What a day of live trading. Trading since 7 in the morning today. It's been 5 hours of trading. And I tell people, man, it's a lot of work, man. Trading is a lot of work. It's never easy, and it's a full-time job, man. Yeah. You grind out through every trade. You make it happen no matter what. And it's, you know, it's an experience of a lifetime, honestly, trading. Doing what you do from home, making it happen. It's just, an exhilarating feeling. And I wish you all the success in trading that I was able to find. Whether you DCA into a coin for years and it ends up making you big, whether you invest, whether you look into the future, whether you swing, whether you lev, whatever you do, whether you lev trade into a bag that you turn into something bigger, whatever strategies you come up with, work real hard, get the bot going, get the bot cooking, whatever strategies you come up with, man. May you win. I wish every single person here on the stream the best success in their life. Seriously. And you know what the secret to success is? It's getting started. Nobody's going to do it for you. You got to get started. No one did it for me. If I didn't get up, put on the suit, get myself going, right, I would never become the crypto lifer. We would not be talking. You have to get motivated. You have to start going. And then the motivation is fleeting too. People say, I don't really go on motivation. I just keep showing up. You know what I'm saying? I just keep showing up every single day. Discipline. If you wait for motivation, it may not show up. But if you just discipline to do it, you're going to get it done. Eventually, you'll get motivated. I show up every single day and do the show. Some days, something amazing happens, and I'm like, wow, this show is great. And I get motivated to do the next show. Motivation follows behavior and action. You just keep getting up and taking action. I start the stream. I get it going. We get it in. We do the stream every single day. That's it. You do something good every single day. You get better at it. You get better. I'm better at live streaming. Boom. Ethereum just took off out of nowhere to the upside. Look at that move for ETH. Like it had eyes, baby. Wow, what a pump for Ethereum. We just talked about this flag breaking out, and boom, as I spoke, speak of the ETH. The ETH trade ripping up now, 580. Another gain here on the channel. ETH doing damage. Supply shock coming. There's just not enough ETH on the exchange. That price action's going to 5,000 and they want it bad, baby. It didn't move for years. It finally broke that yearly resistance. Ethereum taking names and kicking butt. Shout out to all my traders here on Weeks. 5% is $580,000 position. Let's go. Ethereum, another win on the channel. Take some risk off the table here. And that thing's starting to move now. Wow. Bitcoin on Bitfinex doing numbers too. We're still in a beautiful position here. My trade here on the NASDAQ, which I have to go over before the end. I got 5 minutes. I can definitely get it in. This is the money channel, man. We print gains here constantly. It's insanity how many gains I've shown in the last week. 777s on the gains. Looks like that was almost the top. And I'll scalp all day. 710 times is $7,000. I've only had to be in the trades for, not too long. I made this trade live in front of y'all, I'm pretty sure. Or added to it, maybe. That's a boom shakalaka right there. 1 minute kind of struggling. I'll take these little spikes. Looks like that should go for way more, though, and really get the pump. I see what happened. Yeah, I gotta get... Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that entire... They added that. That's nice. You used to have to swing it to 100. It was a waste of time. Now it's like, yes, entire. Like, I'm not trying to think about it. Let me roll, baby. Let me roll. Wow, we're managing a beautiful trade here on the live, too, again. Let's take a look here at the nasty NASDAQ. Beautiful pump out the flag. We said that's what's likely going to happen, and then it did. E-midi, NASDAQ, same thing, so you could see. So this is all the money supply. You understand? This is how the money's flowing into the world markets. NASDAQ, all-time high, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but... And then look at this. This is a bigger flag here on the NASDAQ. This is the flag that I'm trading right now for the pump. Actually, it may be bigger. Let's see. But I believe that's it. Yeah. So look what I saw for the NASDAQ. We talked about the bounce. I said I was riding with the 21-day moving average. I looked at it here. I actually thought, maybe it was going to consolidate a little bit, come back to the channel. Seems like it's making more of a rising wedge now. And I say, if they continue to print the money, where has it got to go? It goes into the markets. Now, people that know they're printing the money, what they're going to do is use their money now and replace it with the printed money. You get it? So they have enough money that they could almost get the money now without realizing it because they have so much access to liquidity as it is. So they're front running the rate cut. Understand this? This is insane what they're doing. So I looked at the NASDAQ like this, and I saw it in this flag. And I told everyone we should enter along here. This is the trade on the NASDAQ. I now have a NASDAQ section opened up here. NASDAQ futures updates, right? So this was the trade right here. Oh, I actually opened up the trade on the live stream, right? This is another, this is the same trade, but it's still open. Smaller time frame that I opened it up on, but then I opened up showed it on the bigger time frame, but same idea here. This is going up to about 24,978, right? Or 26,158. Yeah. First target's 25,000. Second target 26,147. The 4 hour wants to break out. It's getting, I just see a move. Bang, and stop loss right there. So that's the trade I'm in right now, and I'm letting it cook. And it looks like we're going to be able to sell an all-time high for the NASDAQ as it continues to rip. So shout out to anyone that took the trade with the lifer. You're ripping up 9% and continuing in at 23,741, and now we're up about $120 on pips there. I mean, that's awesome on the nasty NAS. Bitcoin looks like it may start slumping out or going sideways here. Ethereum taking names and just kicking butt, ripping to the upside. I finally did get stopped out there on the Ethereum trade. But man, that thing looks lethal, right? I'll keep you guys updated in the group. I see Ethereum going up to 4,600 before it pulls back likely. And then, man, but what a performance. I've been trading since 7 in the morning. We made massive gains in the trading group. Put a 333 if you made gains today trading with the lifer or with the education. Let me know if you made gains with the lifer. Super chats, SXS, Mind on Deck Screener, XPR, and PI. I mean, when did they come in? Like in the last 2 seconds? Link brings more than ETH and Bitcoin could buy today. Long still open. So awesome, man. Yeah, Chainlink absolutely ripping, doing damage. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you as Bitcoin is headed to $120,000. The Bitcoin trade still open. We're still kicking it. We're still ripping it. Everything in our favor, man. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. Ethereum doing damage out the little flag. And this is life. Life is beautiful. And, blessed for the wins and blessed for the gain. Shout out to everyone that works with the lifer, MINOTAUR Trading Systems, all the exchanges, all the beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of something bigger than yourself. I show up every single day, and I'm so grateful to have this live stream, to have the comment section, to have the fan funding, and all of you beautiful people. Thank you so much. Today, you guys gave $129 in chat revenue. May God bless you. Thank you so much. That's very, very nice of you. Bitcoin looks like it's going to continue to explode. Bigger target at 122K. Heck, we might even hit an all-time high today. You never know. Stay fresh, stay amazing, stay blessed. I'll see you guys in the trading group, guys and girls, and everybody out here. Thank you so much for being a part. Oh, I got to do these super chats. Sorry. Got to do the super chats. Late super chats. Hold on. Let's take a look. Someone asked about PHI. I mean, the market cap is tiny. It did start to rip up, though. Look at that. From the bottom call there, I think we talked about it down there one day. Huge pump. Market cap is tiny. Maybe onto something. You could have found something at the very beginning stages Pretty bullish. I'd now be pulling fibs and looking for retracements, or at least a flag before it can continue. But that's bullish, man. Very small market cap, though, still very high risk. Okay. We are blessed to be here. Thank you, Rave Song Records. God bless you, SXX. Solana stock index, very small. I don't know, man. Maybe, maybe not. I'd have to research it. Tidy market cap, looks a bit sketch. I mean, this one's interesting. It looks like that flag could be breaking out anytime soon. Just the TA looks good. That's all. It's running up nicely, though, from the beginning. It looks good. I mean, I don't know much about it, but that TA looks like it could head to 1.7. That's all I got to say there. And then someone asked about XPR. All right. Thank you, Sam. Amazing stream. God bless you. Shout out to Randy Alvis. Thank you so much, Randy. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Wow, $120,000 Bitcoin, everybody. We're doing it. We're doing it. And ETH continuing this beautiful pump to the upside, doing damage. Unbelievable. Ethereum. Shout out to Weeks. Shout out to ETH. Shout out to everybody kicking it. Oh, we're still in the ETH trade. I forgot. We didn't get stopped out. Can you believe that? I thought I got stopped out for sure. I wasn't even paying attention to it anymore. Oh my gosh. Look at it on the 5-minute chart. Look at the insanity. 1 minute makes a little more sense, but it does have some bearish div. If only it can complete another flag, though, it'll just continue to rippage. I see a bearish div now, though. I want to stay in, but I want to take profits, but I don't want to leave. You know, it's like, what a trade. Let's take a look at XPR. Not to be confused with XIP. Wow, last time I put it out, it looked like it could pump. It did a little dip with a double bottom, and then it ripped to the exact, almost the exact target. It's crazy, right? Never been a huge fan of this coin. Don't really know what it does, and it's been around a long time. People confuse it for XRP. I think that's the only reason it actually gets traded. People think they're trading XRP and they trade this and then they just stay in it anyway. I looked for it to go sideways on the daily, touch the 21, and then it could continue to the upside. I don't see why not. All right. Amazing. Amazing. And I don't even know why people leave the stream. Like, why there's 1,300 people when we had 1,700, because the stream is... We could go over something huge right now or find something amazing. Anyway, I'll be searching for coins, talking about, you know, updates and going over all the hottest stuff that I can find and breaking it down for you in the trading group every single day. We've been trading since 7 in the morning in the screens and the bright lights in my eyes. Time to take a bit of a break from my mind. Come back strong at 1 p.m. and see where we're at. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We took names and kicked butt. We made good gains. The money keeps flowing in the right way. And, yeah, making gains from my house, barefoot, trading, baby. And I got pants on. Always have. I have beautiful khaki pants on. I look really nice in my matching, you know, not in my suit, you know, but, yeah, you got to wear pants, man. Don't Kevin O'Leary it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I shouldn't even say that, though. God bless him, man. I don't want to say anything about that guy. You never know what happened to my other buddy. You know, they'll just be like, anybody, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. I see Ethereum go to 45 and 46 and more. God bless everybody here on the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. And thank you for kicking it with the most consistent stream in all of trading. Really, I don't know anyone that's been more consistent in the entire YouTube. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers, to 1 million subscribers. I know we can do it. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. If I didn't start this stream, we wouldn't have had this awesome fun today. We wouldn't have got the knowledge and done what we did. You got to start somewhere. Every single buddy starts somewhere. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great, baby. And that's it. That's the key. That's the secret to success. You got to get started.